Hello guys, this is Ashley and welcome back to another video of mine. I'm still playing with the pizza squishy from the video that I posted last. If you haven't seen the squishy video, it's a lot of fun. Squishy's from Amazon and this little thing is so much fun. So there's that. Hopefully I can keep my hands off of it long enough to tell you guys about kind of my summer reading list. I'm this terrible kind of person. I'm like a bibliophile. Have you ever heard of that? Like a person who's obsessed with books. There's also a term for it. There's a Japanese term. I don't remember the exact name. If I can find it, I will put it in here and I'll put in a definition. But there is a Japanese term for people who have a large collection of books already, maybe a lot that they haven't read yet, and they continue to buy more books on top of that. That is me. So being the person that I am, I've been reading off and on during the summer, during this whole pandemic stuff. I've really been kind of stressed out being a teacher, and we just took in a new kitten, so look out for a video about the new kitten coming soon. But we've been kind of like back and forth between being stressed out and not having time to read. And so I finally kind of picked up some books. My husband bought a book for me for my birthday that I'm going to show you that I've started reading. And that kind of sparked me back wanting to read. So I thought I'd show you guys some books that I planned on reading this summer that I kind of picked up since like March. I think like since March I ordered some, or I went to the store before all this stuff kind of happened. Trixie, she never does this until I start filming. Oh! Ruby, pardon the interruption, but Ruby wanted to join the video. Oh, big teddy boy. He weighs 13 pounds, by the way. So, okay. Did you just want to be in the video? Let's show him my books, huh? So here's some books that I am planning on reading in the near future. Let's hope that that happens. Okay, the first one is the book that my husband bought me for my birthday. It is the prequel from Suzanne Collins of The Hunger Games. This is the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I actually took the cover off. I'm actually a big fan of paperback because I love, people hate this. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. I love to crack the spines. I love to crack the spines. I love to see the wear and tear on the spine, and I love to dog ear the pages. I know, I'm a terrible person. I love books, but I do that. But that shows me like that I actually read it and I enjoyed it. So I actually like paperback better, but this hardback is really cool. So when I read hardbacks, I take the covers off and put them in a safe place. So that's why you're not seeing the cover. But this is the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I am actually on part 2 of this, as you can see, where I've dog-eared it down already. So I'm right there. But I've been reading this. It's actually really interesting. I forgot how, like, kind of dark The Hunger Games can be. The movies, they played that up pretty well with the dramatic scenes. But I think you get more of that from just in the arena. With this, you get to see a lot more of, like, the process of creating the games that we know from the Katniss era. So, this follows President Snow as, like, an 18-year-old when he's being a mentor. They just started the mentor programs, and so there's a lot of dark stuff that happens, and it makes you want to really hang on to Coriolanus Snow, and everybody hates him in the Hunger Games, so it's really interesting. I'm planning on doing a review of this later. Don't want to give away too much, but if you enjoyed the Hunger Games and you really want to know more about how it started, this is a good book. So, there's that one. I'm actually in the middle of reading that one right now. There's my head. Hello. Hi. Okay, the next 2 that I have are Stephen King books. I have a love-hate relationship with Stephen King. He's very descriptive, very detail-oriented. He loves to really put you in the place of where you're going. He loves to really have twists and turns. And I love that kind of book. But for some reason, I just had the hardest time really staying in his work. I don't know why. Because I love The Shining. I love teaching excerpts from Cujo. I love teaching excerpts from Pet Sematary, stuff like that. I love that kind of thing. But I'm just having a hard time getting sucked into his books. So I bought 2 of his newer ones. This one is The Outsider. This is actually an HBO series. I don't have HBO, but I like to read it before I watch it. So I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go and try to read it. I don't know much about it, so I can read the back to you real quick. This is bad behavior. I wouldn't have expected it of you. A living nightmare has come to Flint City, Oklahoma, as an 11-year-old boy is found brutally murdered in a local park. An unspeakable crime that rocks local law enforcement to its core, as the most heinous atrocity anyone there has ever witnessed. So I love murder mystery stuff, so this one sounds a little bit more up my alley. Equally stunning is the identity of the prime suspect, Terry Maitland. I think it's Maitland. One of the Flint City's most popular citizens, as well as Little League coach, English teacher, and devoted husband and father. Detective Ralph Anderson, whose own son, Maitland, once coached, orders a quick and very public arrest. Multiple eyewitnesses and irrefutable evidence mean an ironclad case, until the investigation expands and horrifying new details begin to emerge. Terry Maitland seems like a nice guy, but is he wearing another face? When the answer is revealed, it will shock you as only master storyteller Stephen King can. So I'm going to give it a try. Going to give it a shot. See if I can get sucked into some of his work. Hopefully I can. So there's that Stephen King book. Here's my head again. Hi, hello, how are you? Give me a second. Okay, I'm out of your way. The next one is huge. This one is more of my speed. I am a sci-fi person. Like, I love sci-fi. My favorite book, my favorite movie is Jurassic Park. I went and watched it in theaters when our theaters have been showing like old classic movies, and I went and watched it. Oh, guys, I can't tell you how much I love Jurassic Park. It is amazing. So, anyways, whatever. So, Stephen King's The Institute is the next book that I have. This is more my speed because it's more about like sci-fi. It's about these kids who are in this institution that have sort of like superpowers almost. They have like these mutations or genetic things, and this kid, Luke, is being brought to the institute, so he's having to figure out kind of like where his place is, what he's doing there, what the other people are doing there. I'm not going to give too much away about this one because I don't know much about it yet either, but again, I'm going to try. I'm going to give it the good old college try. I'm going to try and read The Institute from Stephen King. We'll see how that goes. I've had The Shining and Cujo. I love Rose Red too. I've never read Rose Red, and I really want to. I love the movie. I had it when it was, I still have it. It's on VHS, 2 tapes, just like Titanic was. But I need to read his work. I can't be a true like horror fan if I don't read Stephen King. So that is my goal. Okay, the next 3 are more like these 2 are definitely like more adult literature. Stephen King usually is. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is good for young adult. The next 3 are also young adults. There's my head again. I'm trying to grab them. Okay, here we go. The next 3 I have are more young adult books. I love to read young adult books because that's what I can suggest to my students a lot. So I have The Legend of Minx Mouse, or Minx Mouse. I have The Unteachables and Scythe. So let's start with Minx Mouse because I don't know if this is before a lot of your time. I'm not going to assume anything because your parents may have shown you this or something. Have you ever heard of The Legend of Minx Mouse? It is like an anime style animation movie about this little creature called the Minx Mouse. He's not really a rabbit. He's not really a mouse. He's a Minx Mouse. And he's actually created by an artist, and he's brought to life in his kiln. And Minx Mouse is constantly trying to figure out who he is, where he belongs, where he should be in his life. And so he goes and meets all these different kinds of people, different kinds of animals, and ghosts even. He rescues a lot of people. He makes a lot of friends. He gets lots of different names. But then later he finds out that there is a legend of the Minx Mouse, that the Minx Mouse must verse the Minx Cat. And Minx cats are actual real cats. Like, this is a creature, but a Minx cat is a real cat. A very large cat. But the whole thing is that these 2 are eventually going to enter a battle. And so he's trying to figure out who he is, but also he's trying to get away from Minx Cat most of the time, and then he learns that he has to face him head on. So this is a really interesting movie, and I've never read the book. So here it is. This is one that I'm going to read. It's by Paul Gallico. But I basically read everything that you need to know, but I'll put it up here in case you want to pause it, in case you want to read it. But it's very cute. It's different. If you like Studio Ghibli stuff, like with Spirited Away, which is another one of my favorite movies, or Kiki's Delivery Service, this is the style. I don't think they have this movie available anywhere. I did see that they had VHS tapes of it. So I don't know if you can find it anywhere or if you have it hidden somewhere in your house, but it was a really good movie, so I'm going to try and read the book, Minx Mouse. Okay, the next one I have is called The Unteachables. This one sounded really interesting for those who like kind of getting in trouble and you maybe have a hard time in school or you don't relate to your teachers or your peers very well. This says they can only hurt you if you try to teach them. Teachers out there, that is true. If you really care about your students, then they're probably going to hurt you the most, but that's when they need you the most. So this is called The Unteachables. I just love this little, I guess this is the class pet. He's like roasting marshmallows on all their homework or something. I don't know, but this is by Korman. He's a #1 New York Times bestseller author. I think he also wrote some of the other young adult books that are like, something about middle school. Here's some that he's written. I want to see that. I don't know. I thought maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Anyway, so The Unteachables is basically about this teacher who comes in and he has to teach the unteachables. Basically, the kids that are hard to teach because they need the specific attention that they need, and the teacher hopefully figures out how to get through to them. So I just thought that would be a cute little easy read, but this is a young adult book. So if any of you are interested in classroom mayhem and hopefully good endings with teachers, then this is a good book. Okay, last one that I'm going to try to read. This is part of a series. This is actually in the Barnes & Noble Young Adult Club. And it also has the, I can't read it. It's an honor book. What does it say? I can't remember what the P is for. But anyway, it's won an award. I'll have to look it up later. Maybe I can put it on the screen or something and tell you, because I can't really see the stamp. But it's an award that this book has received, probably due to either its plot line or how it addresses certain issues or something, because it's not illustrated. So, okay, so this is called Scythe. This is actually, I think, part of a 3-part series. I don't know if there's more. I've seen 3, this one and 2 others. This one really caught my attention. This is for my kiddos that love like dark stuff, that love like Grim Reaper type stuff, but also love like people fighting against society, that kind of conflict, people versus society. This is by Neil Shusterman, I'm assuming. Another New York Times bestseller. He also wrote Unwind. Never heard of that one. But I thought this was really interesting because it's got a scythe on the front and then the back says, "Thou shalt kill." I mean, that would entice any young adult reader, and me too. So anyways, this one, I'm going to go ahead and bring up here for you to look at too. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I know some of the gist of it, but it's basically about this society. It's almost a utopian society. We've talked about that before, but almost a utopian society where there's no death, there's no sickness, there's like, everybody lives, right? Well, in a world that's perfect like that, how do you manage population? How do you, you know, kind of take care of small clusters of people? I mean, how do you do that? You have a society of kids who grow up to be scythes, who go out and kill, and that is their job. So, I don't know, I just thought this was really interesting. This part right here kind of gets to me. Sitara and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a scythe, a role that neither wants. So, they're kind of, like, again, that's against the society. They're going against the grain. They don't want to be a part of this. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that the consequence of failure could mean losing their own. They learn living in a perfect world only comes with a heavy price. So I love utopian societies. This is like different than anything that I've seen before. So if you're interested in that utopian society, these teens who are going against the grain of trying to rid the perfect world of people because they have to, check that book out. So those are the books that I'm trying to read this summer. I'm way behind. Way behind. I'm going to finish the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes first. I might move on to Scythe or the Unteachables or maybe one of these short ones. Sometimes that helps me in, like, if I'm in a rut, I just pick up a small, easy to read book that's going to entertain me for a little bit. And then I kind of get more in the mood to want to read bigger books. So maybe use that technique. I don't know. But I'm going to play with this squishy again. as I tell you guys goodbye because I love this squishy. So thank you for looking at these books with me. If you've ever read any of them, don't spoil anything in the comments. Don't forget about Goodreads.com. I'm going to try and add some of these and update my Goodreads because I haven't updated that in a long time. And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to check out my other book videos. Check out my squishy videos to see this cute pizza or any of my Harry Potter stuff. Leave a like and subscribe. Share with your friends. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!